and welcome parents, and thank you for joining the Think Academy webinar. So my name is Candy. So I teach the grade 2 at Think Academies, and then I do have experience teaching a lot of lower elementary as going into the higher elementary. So I'll be teaching that for 5 years now. So today I have the honor to share a little bit more about our long-term math curriculum with you guys. And so hopefully by tonight's webinar, as all our current parents, you are able to know our learning characteristics as well as our long-term math plans at Think Academy. Also, our summer enrollment is about to start soon, tomorrow, and then you're able to know the key dates and then the key timelines. Then lastly, we'll go over Think Cup competition. So for a lot of parents, you're asking about what other competition for my kids to join, as well as how can my kids level up at Think Academy. So today we're going over these 3 major parts. So along the way, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to type in the chat box. So once I see that, I will also answer that along the way. Okay? All right, so let's get started. So first, as I Think Academy, we have 3 different campuses right now. And then we also offer the long-term math planning from 3 years old all the way to middle school, actually. So as the elementary part, we are only covering the kindergarten 3, which is 3 years old, going up to the grade 4. And when they're moving on to grade 5, they're entering the middle school track or higher, going to the middle school track. So tomorrow evening, actually, we have a middle school planning as well. So if you're interested, you can also join tomorrow night. All right, so let's get started with our preschoolers. So for the 3 to 5 years old, K3 to kindergarten, I know I see some parents said you have a kid at this age. So if you're using one word to describe the learning style of the preschooler, which keyword you would describe them, or which part you want to see in your kid? If you can you type in the chat box? Oh, okay. All right. Math and thinking. Awesome. Okay. Yes. So all the preschoolers, it's at the age curiosities, hands-on, learning, interest. Okay, those are some keywords that I hear from the parents who are interested in enrolling the students in the younger age. So actually, there's going to be a process that the young minds are developed. And so from the when they're born all the way to 3-year-old, they're still exploring the world through sense and movement. And then at the 3 years old starting, it's a very important age. That's when they're starting to blossom on their imaginations and building math institutions. They start asking, why? Why is this like that? Why is the shape is like a rectangle? Okay, they have a lot of questions. And then when they grow up to the 8 years old, they start being more operational, logical, and abstract thinking. So at the age of 3 to 8 years old, our children learn best through play and exploration, and then more hands-on and the actual learning. Okay, so from the 3 years old, when they're just touching things and exploring things, and when we at the 3 years old to kindergarten class, you can see in the class, we have embedded a lot of hands-on tools and teaching tools. And we want the student to explore the learning by touching and hands-on, touching it, placing it, and visualizing it. Okay, and then by 6 years old or 5 to 6 year old, their brain start development and they're reaching to that 90 percentile. That's when they actually are able to thinking about the math questions and really understanding the why. So when the students are doing the number sense, there are many modules in math in the number sense. It's not just they're gonna learn addition and subtraction right away. However, in the preschooler kids, okay, they're learning about matching and they're learning about 3 means 3 apples. They're going from the 3 apple matching with the number. And then we're counting by 5, counting by 10. And that's why they're using fingers a lot when they're at the younger age. And when they grow up to kindergarten, we start teaching them about place value, okay, group by 10, And when you have more than 10, that's all the little blocks helps. And then moving on to carry over. And when they move on to grade 1, they're comparing numbers and really just to calculating. So that's how they understand each part of the number and growing their number sense. So at this age, if you really want your child to be really fast in calculation when they grow up, okay, the best way for them is they play a lot of the cubes, or they are doing a lot of counting. They're able to quickly match the number with the actual object. Okay, and then also we're building that magical logical thinking by playing. Okay, we're looking at the key activities. They're looking at the logical reasoning parts. We keep asking them why. And then for our preschoolers, so the keywords are hands-on, they're brain explorations, and then the thing is fun. Every time when I stand outside the classroom, the first thing the parent asks the little one, did you have fun today? Do you like to play here? Okay, the interest part is a very, very important factors here. So we keep encouraging students to try, and then through the interaction and the learning, that's why they're feeling fun. This is the preschool keywords. And then moving a little bit more to grade 1 to grade 2. And that's when their transition from K3 to K, just the exploring phase, to our lower elementary, which they're really learning some math concept. Okay, so if we're using one word to describe the learning style for grade 1 to grade 2, what would that keyword be? What do you guys think? Oh, interest, steps, connections. Yes. Okay. So we're still wanting them to feel fun and then having that interest to learn math. Also, it's the time we're building the habits. This is the time they already learn how to read, and they're able to read more independently now. They understand when the teachers say, hey guys, we need to start writing down the steps. They know how to follow the teacher instructions and start writing, and then they're able to do things more independently. Also, that's the part they're really connecting, okay? And then with the classroom, with the teachers, with their classmates, and they really understand the concept. So to grade 1 to grade 2, a lot of students, when we are testing the students, it's more for the calculations, and as well as we're looking to see if you are able to getting the concept, okay? So reading and then real calculation. So it's the calculation, the habits, the readings, and then this is the first time they're going to start learning about competition. And grade 1 and grade 2, they're participating in some math competition now. All right. So for our Think Academy Lower Elementary School, for grade 1 to grade 2, that's why you can see we have 2 levels. Okay, so from kindergarten, we have the honors and challenge. The difference are not that much. It may be just one problem different, okay? But so parents will ask, oh, it's just one problem different. How come my kids cannot be in challenge? All right, the one problem difference really says a lot. It will be about the students' actual movement. They're really learning about the concept. Do they really understand? Are they able to do things by themselves? Okay, it's all filled the accomplishments, and then they're able to really grasp the knowledge. And when they move into grade 1, and as you can see, starting in this summer, we're having a new level called pre-ACE. This is the first time we're having this new level, okay? This is for students who are quite advanced with the calculation and then the reading skills. However, they're not quite yet for grade 2. Okay, so parents, if you do feel like your students are quite advanced and then you want to trying a little bit more advanced level, so pre-ACE, you can try that throughout the Think Cup, which I will say a little bit later. Okay, however, I do wish the parents to find the suitable track, all right, because we are trying to build a strong foundation. With the younger age, a lot of parents at this moment will notice if the student can do calculation really fast, if the students are able to read quite well, all right, at the lower, especially at a younger age, the ability or the math ability will show a quite advanced, because at a younger age, that's the only two things I'm able to test the student on, which is the calculation, which is the reading. Okay, so we do want to emphasize to finding the right track. And as well as I do wish the kids do not jumping grades, okay, which I will emphasize a little bit later. Don't jump the grade, because Think Academy curriculum is quite advanced already. All right, so for our current grade 1 and grade 2, we talk about more calculation, and we did multiplications, and then we understand division. So for current grade 2 right now in the spring, we already finished the multiplication and division. We even did the long multiplication and division with remainder. So when I was teaching grade 1, many of my students will say, oh, I already learned multiplication. I already know the multiplication table. Well, I can do big number addition, subtraction, or division. All right, by memorizing the table, it is one requirement. I encourage all my students to do that, okay? And I also tell a lot of my parents, and the calculation is very important. They do need to practice calculation every day, okay? However, the calculation progress is not the math concept progress, okay? We cannot level them together. The calculation, it is a tool to help the student to solve harder problem. However, they can do a big number multiplication and big number division. That does not mean they can go to grade 3. Okay, so we still have harder concept to solve. And then from the calculation foundation, it does give them a little bit more confidence when they're solving the longer problems. All right, and then in grade 1 and grade 2, the other important module is the spatial sense, and about how to dividing the shape, the three-dimensional shape, and then the open form. So in their school, okay, the shape problems or the shape are introduced quite early. And this is normally introduced in the school starting the pre-kindergarten in the US. However, they only touch upon those shape problem quite, I would say quite shallow. It's not deep enough. Okay, so I think Academy, when we are introducing dividing shape, three-dimensional shape, or open form, I do have some students feel quite challenged about those kind of topic, because their imagination skills does need to improve. Okay, so how to improve the imagination skills or spectral sense? Play Legos. Okay, that's the only way to do that. And then start as young as possible. So to play a little Legos, and they're able to observe the forms, ask them to observe that from the front view, the top view, the side view. And then more they see it, more they from touching it, they're able to connect. Okay, so that is a spectral sense. For the shape problem, this is an important part, because soon when they move on to higher grade, they're gonna use that to solve some plane shapes as well as the three-dimensional shape as well. All right, and then for the first grader and second grader, we can start trying for some math competition. The first competition they can try is called the Math Kangaroo. And for the Math Kangaroo, it is a fun competition, and generally for grade 1 to the 12th grade. It is the biggest competition in the US. It actually will happen quite soon, starting in March the 19th, which is every third Thursday every year. Okay, and then for the first grader and second grader, that is the first competition they're able to try. And they do have a lot of logic reasoning problems, some shape problems, and things like that. Okay, so it's quite fun. It's not the connections for some hard problem. It does testing their logical reasoning, the spectral sense, their word problem. For first grader and second grader, it does help them to do some calculation. I do encourage all my students to try. For the current first grader, when they try Math Kangaroo, give them a little task. Okay, finish reading them, do a test by themselves, and then learn how to fill the bubble sheet. For the current second grader, they should already do the Math Kangaroo one time already. So for this year, they should set up a score goal and then to see if they are able to reach at least 60 points. Okay? All right, so that is for the Math Kangaroo. And then, of course, for Math Kangaroo with the competition, they don't do competition where they don't do tests a lot at their school. So when they do tests, it's a great way to really experience that, as well as knowing how to really do a test independently, fill bubble sheets, and be in that environment, okay? So to feel more confident, make more math friends, and feel accomplished is the goal for this type of competition. And for Think Academy, with our long-term curriculum, it does have a strong connection, especially in kindergarten, grade 1, and grade 2. We will cover 90% of the Math Kangaroo content through our long-term curriculum learning. So, of course, before the Math Kangaroo, some students also joined the short-term program just to prepare for Math Kangaroo, and there's no conflicts or overlapping to join both long-term as well as the short-term prep program. All right, and then as you might know, if you're my current grade 2 students, this summer or this spring actually, we already invited the AI friend ThinkyPad to join our Think Academy classroom. So starting in the upcoming summer, the incoming grade 2 to incoming grade 4 student will continue having the ThinkyPad in class. To having this ThinkyPad in class, it first bring the more fun into the classroom. And second, with our ThinkyPad help and doing the exercise or in the after class homework, the ThinkyPad will analyze the in-class performance and then customizedly push the individual challenging problem for the student. Also for the after class, okay, we'll also provide the personalized practice based on your in-class performance. So the student will get more customized or individualized practice as well. So if you're going to be in the incoming grade 2, grade 3, and grade 4 in the summer class, starting in the summer, you will see the ThinkyPad in the classroom as well. All right, so talked about kindergarten all the way to grade 2. Those are still my preschool and lower elementary. So now we're going to entering the higher elementary. So then let's try one more time. For the keyword, when we entering the higher elementary grades, what would that keyword be in math learning? Any takers? Oh, okay, thank you. Or someone private message me. Geometry, shapes. Rigor, more focus. Yes. All right. Yes. Also, oh, competition. Yes, definitely. All right. Yes. So for the higher elementary, when they're moving on to grade 3, starting in the grade 3. Okay. In the lower elementary, as I mentioned, they're not much I'm able to test the student upon. Okay. It's just their calculation, it's their reading, it's how focused they can be during the class. But when they're moving on to higher elementary, I finished teaching all the basic calculation skill as well as the reading skill. So when they're moving on to higher elementary, it's the time for them to really apply the knowledge. And also in higher elementary, that's the time we're thinking about going to higher school, middle school, their comprehensive reading skills, the results, doing some competition, how focused they can be. Okay, so at the higher elementary grade, we're thinking about how to get the results, okay? And then what's the next step, and then even the next step going into middle school. All right, so normally we'll say, and then I've been teaching second grade transition to third grade for the third times now. Okay, every single time when I'm teaching from second grade transition to grade 3, parents will give me the feedback as say, Teacher Candy, the class going from 1.5 hours to 2 hours. How come my child feels so struggle, or they feel the content getting rapidly difficult? Okay, that is because when they're moving on to upper elementary, the concept will getting harder. So that's why by the summer of the grade 3, a lot of students will start get different levels. You can see the student have a different level going on. All right, so with that said, I do want to emphasize how my higher elementary or even the our higher or the middle school curriculum is designed. Okay, so for the higher elementary or the overall goal for Think Academy math learning is for students to apply for a good top university. Okay, I know it's a little early to talk about that, but then I do want to give you quite a background of the top US school. So when the top US schools looking for the application, there are two parts they focus upon. First is the in-school performance. Okay, the in-school performance, your GPA, okay, how many AP classes you have. So that is more the in-school performance. And then with the in-school performance, the full GPA, just the in-school part. However, it's how fast you are learning in school. All right, so at in the US, math is the only subject the school will have a placement test at. Okay, so if you're in public school or even you're in private school, when they're moving on to the 6th grade, the math is no longer math. They're separating them by different models. Okay, algebra, pre-algebra, geometry, pre-cal, algebra 2, and all that. And it's based by the grade. So you have to finish a topic before you can move on to the next. Okay, so in the Bay Area, there are different schools. There are public school, there are private school, and you might hear in the private school and public school, they also have a normal track and they have a faster track. Okay, so for example, for the public schools, okay, so we have our public school in Cupertino District. If you're in Cupertino District, the public school will have the math placement when you're going from grade 6 to grade 7. However, if you're in Palo Alto, Los Altos District, okay, your math placement test happened during 5th grade to 6th grade. All right, so why the math placement matters? That is because when you're doing the math placement, they place you into different level. For example, if you are a public schoolers, okay, when you go to the grade 6, if you don't do any placement, you just follow the track, Common Core 6, Common Core 7, Common Core 8 through the public school system. Okay, by the 11th grade, they're going to be learning Algebra 2. There's no time for them to touch any AP. However, when you go to the public school and being 1 year ahead, if you're being able to place to CC7, well, you are in grade 6. Okay, you're going to learn calculus in your in grade 12. So by this level, you'll take about 2 to 3 AP. And then if you're placed in the fastest track in public school, all right, you're gonna do Algebra 2 in grade 9, and then you're gonna learn pre-cal in the grade 10. All right, so you're gonna touch 4 AP. And then if you're in private school, and then if you get into Algebra 2 in grade 8, all right, you're gonna do pre-cal, and then you start learning your calculus, AB, in your grade 10. You're gonna go much, much, much faster. All right, and then there's some private school here in the Bay Area, the like Basis Harker. They're gonna go even faster. They're using summer schools as well. So then they finish Algebra 2 and geometry in grade 7, and they start learning pre-cal in G8, and then they're learning AP starting in grade 9. All right, so it's not saying when you're going to high school and you just tell the school I need to do AP. They're not going to allow you. All right, so you have to finish Algebra 2 before you're able to do AP. So how fast you're able to learn, so that's very important. Okay, so that's why we have to look at which school district you're attending. Are you planning to go to any private schools? Okay, and then every time when the student have a math placement, it is a very important time. They have to pass the placement. So right now, if you have a student that's in 4th grade currently and going to 5th grade in the next school year, Okay, this is the time you're doing some research. Okay, which school district you're at. Okay, and then when is their mass placement. So it is a very important time for the student to think about it. All right, and for all the other parents, please keep this in mind. The in-school performance, it is very, very important. The fundamental math, it is very, very important. How fast and how strong they are really decide their in-school GPA. Okay, and then I know a lot of our in-person students, in-person students that are very advanced in math. Okay, so that's why when you grasp the in-school math placements, then you can think about outside. All right, so if you're planning to stay in the public school and still want to finish Algebra 1 and 2 and geometry, what are the options? So here, the first row, second row, and third row are all the public school options. So it really depending on which school district you are at. All right, for example, in Palo Alto districts, for the 5th to 6th grade, they're gonna have their first mass placement. The fastest track, the student at the grade 6, they're gonna start at a CC7 and CC8. So at grade 6, they're already learning pre-algebra. All right, that is the fastest track in the Palo Alto district. And then the next year, grade 6 to grade 7, they're gonna have another mass placement again. So which means they get to jump one more time. Even they can jump to Algebra 2. So really depending on your district and then what options they offer you. So this track options will definitely show on the public school district website, and you just go to the website and search for public school math placement. Okay, and they will show you their track and then when they're having the test. All right, so that's the in-school planning. And then we also have the outside of school. I know a lot of my students are quite advanced. So they're saying, oh, in school is quite easy, okay? And then I'm too easy in the public school. Now I'm thinking about outside of school. I want to learn a little bit more. So when we apply for the top university, in school definitely was the part. And then we're looking at the outside of school extracurricular. And then there are a lot of options, the sports, the music, the arts, okay, and then your leadership skills. And then for math, it is the competition awards that will count the extracurricular. So, but not any math competition, okay, not Math Kangaroo, not AMC 8. When I'm talking about the competition, that is considered by the university, okay, and then that is our AMC 10 and AMC 12. Those are the national competition. And then if you're applying for more STEM school like Caltech, they will have questions in their application form. Have you ever participated in AMC 10 and AMC 12? And what was your score? So not only you're going to participate for AMC 10 and AMC 12, you also need to reach a very high score to count as a shiny point or highlight on your resume. Okay, so that is the in-school as well as the extracurricular. And then for the competition track, again, like I mentioned, for the lower elementary, the preschoolers, the grade 1 and grade 2, starting with the Math Kangaroo. That is your first competition. And then the next one will be the AMC 8. Normally, at Think Academy, we encourage our students who want to do math competition starting in grade 5 for the Math Kangaroo. For the AMC 8, I'm sorry. And then for grade 5, grade 6, grade 7, they're going to do AMC 8. And starting in grade 8, they're going to move on to AMC 10. All right, that is the math competition track. All right, and then, so for competition track plans for grade 1 and grade 2, all the way to grade 5, they can still try Math Kangaroo. That's your last try. And then moving on to grade 5, grade 6, you're going to do your AMC 8. Some of the grade 7, you can still do AMC 8. And then moving on to grade 10. Okay, so that is the competition track. So be good in school first, then think about the competition. All right, don't flip the way some parents are like, oh, we're going to try a lot of time for competition, but then in school, they're not doing really well. All right, we cannot flip. We must do in school good first, and then we're going to do the online competition, do the math competition. All right, so that's why starting in the higher elementary schools, starting in the grade 3, to fulfill the in-school, also the competition. We have more detailed and tailored track for the higher elementary kids. All right, so for my current grade 2 parents, you might know we did the assessment to provide you the track suggestions in the upcoming grade 3. So that's why starting in grade 3, we have 4 levels now, not 2 levels, but 4 levels. Okay, we have honors, challenge, pre-ACE, and ACE+. All right, so I see parents ask questions about Think Academy has a special course to prepare for math placement test for public school. The answer is yes. Okay, so to talk about the 3 levels here, honors, challenge, and pre-ACE. The learning objectives and then the track plan will be different. So for honor students, that's the accelerated in-school excellence track. All right, this is definitely designed for our public school placement for the fast track. Okay, this is the track. If you are interested focusing on the in-school learning, be ahead and ready for the fast track when they go into middle school. Will be 1 year to 1.5 years ahead of school. And in this class, it's designed to talk about detailed fundamental math problems. However, it will cover the math placement concept as well. So when they are grade 5 in the honors track, they are learning Common Core 6. Okay, so if you want to go to the fast track in middle school, you need to be ahead. That's why they're testing you. They want to put you ahead. So that's why in honors track, this is definitely, it's a good design for the fast track in public school system. Okay, and then I have a challenge track. All right, so that's challenge track. It's ideal for students who currently are doing quite well in public schools, and then they want to learn 1 year to 2 years ahead. And then also they still at the time thinking, I want to try a little bit outside of the school. Want to try not the really hard math competition, but then they still want to try Math Kangaroo, Noetic. Okay, so this is the good track to give a try and not be ahead, and also give a light try for the math competition. And this is the challenge track. And in the challenge track, not only that, we'll also cover ISEE and SSAT concept. Okay, ISEE and SSAT concept are for the private school application. So if you are planning to switch track from public school system into private school system in the middle school part, okay, this is a great track for preparing the ISEE and SSAT. Okay, and then we have the pre-ACE. Pre-ACE is the higher grade competition-oriented track, okay? So this track, it is for students who are be quite ahead. Normally the current private school student who are already learning quite ahead in their school knowledge. And then not only that, they wanna try AMC 8, AMC 10, AMC 12 in the higher elementary and in the middle school. So the goal for this track is to get AMCA achievement role in grade 5. All right, so for some parents, they don't know what that means. AMC 8 normally is for 6th to 8th grader. AMCA achievement role means the student need to accomplish the first 15 questions correctly, and they need to get that done by the grade 5. Okay, with that said, because we designed that goal, so to go backwards, starting in grade 3, this pre-ACE, not only they're gonna learn 2 to 3 years ahead on some concept, also the difficulty and then the depth of the math question will be much, much higher. All right, they will see questions, they will never see that in school. Okay, so that's why I have a lot of parents at grade 3, when they're learning some really math competition question, they get very confused. They will come and ask me, say, why are they learning that? They're not using that in school whatsoever. Okay, however, in math competition, and those are the questions it will be testing them upon. And then we're building that in the math competition logic mindset. So again, for this level, some fundamental questions or concept, we do assume student already getting that or already having that learned in their normal school. All right, so the pace and then the difficulty level will be quite high for the pre-ACE level. All right, and then so with this 3 different track, so parents, you can think about your planning for your child. All right. And then some parents will say, so if I picked honors track or I picked challenge track, do I still have the opportunity to do AMC 8? The answer is yes. Okay, but it will not be at grade 5. It will be for honor students, they're going to do AMC 8 at grade 7. For challenge kids, they're going to do AMC 8 at grade 6. Okay, so it will be not that intense. So those are the 3 levels at the starting in grade 3. And on top of pre-ACE, I also have an ACE Plus. Those are the selective competition track. You do have to go through ThinkUp, and we open ThinkUp twice a year. Okay, so to explain that 3 track, hopefully by now you already understand how our long-term program is designed. Okay, so for the next step for our upper elementary school parents, and also of course for my lower elementary students, you can keep that in mind as well. If you are rising grade 3, grade 4, and grade 5, this is the time for you to make some plan. First, to plan ahead for the middle school path. All right, so definitely thinking about private school or public school. Okay, because this 2 school system, the pace will be different. All right, so second, if you are planning to stay with a public school system, please do understand the school district options. All right, there are different timelines for different school district. Also, if you are currently in public school and then you are planning to switch to private school, all right, so you do need to learn ahead. Just like you are in honors track, you do need to learn 1 year ahead to catch up to the current private school. And if you're currently in private school system, it is the time you think about they're going to continue to learn ahead. Okay, and then when you reach to middle school, you have to pick, do I want to continue to go ahead or you want to try some competition? Okay, so this is the time for you to make some planning. And then my suggestion is please don't move up and down. Okay, so I have a lot of parents right now, they haven't really think about yet. They just to wait to see what is the best for the student. Okay, again, there's no wrong options. There's no wrong pick. Okay, you are not going to make mistakes. However, the suggestion is do not move the student up and down, up and down. I see some students feel, oh, this lesson, the honors class is easy. Can I move to challenge? And then a couple lessons later, oh, it's too hard. Can I move down to honors? Okay, so yes, at Think Academy, we allow that, but my suggestion is don't move up and down quite frequently, and especially when they move on to the higher grade, stick with 1 track is important. Otherwise, the concept will not be consistent. They will miss some concept, and I don't know which concept they'll be missing, and then we'll have a hole in there. The math foundation will have some problems. Okay, all right. And secondly, the priorities. Okay, so let's summarize. The priorities has to start from the strong math foundation inside the school system. Okay, the in-school math has to be good. All right, so if you're moving on to higher elementary, I know my lower elementary parents are telling me school is too easy. Okay, my kids always get 100% at the math test. That is great. When they're moving on to higher grade, it is time for you to pay attention to their in-school math test. For public schoolers, they should have iReady or MAP or CAS. Okay, 3 times a year. You should receive a report from the school if you're in the public school system. Okay, so in those reports, it tells you how the students are doing. Also, for the private school, normally they have the in-school quiz as well. So please pay attention to that. Okay, they should definitely get above 90%. However, if sometimes they're getting low, it's the time we pay attention in the in-school class first. All right, and then once they have a very strong and good score for the in-school, then we pay attention to the math competition. Okay, it is a good time to try for for grade 1, grade 2, try Math Kangaroo, grade 3, grade 4, try Math Kangaroo, grade 5, starting trying AMC 8. But finding the age-appropriate competition, and then we can participate throughout each grade level. Okay, so in school first, and then we do the math competition. All right, okay, so hopefully I give you a broad overview from 3 years old all the way to grade 4 now. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to the part for our Think Academy summer program. And then we do offer some summer camps. Also, I will give you some common questions that normally brought up by the parents. Okay, so first, for the summer program, again, we offer the yearly long-term math program. So each year, we have 3 semesters, summer, fall, and spring. So this year, we do have a little change, is that for the summer, we'll only offer for the 8 session in total. And then for the school years, which is the fall and spring 2 semesters, we will start the registration early this year in May. And then you'll sign up for the 36 lessons in total. That includes the fall and spring. So for the whole year, we have 44 lessons. Okay, and then the curriculum are connected. So in the summer, we talked about the first 8 lessons. It does cover some concept that is in part 1 or part 2. And then moving on to the fall and moving on to the spring. So the concept will be connected. So the current students, you are all going to enter the upcoming grade to the same level, except for my current grade 2. Okay, so if you're in current grade 1 honors, in the summer, you're gonna go to summer incoming grade 2 honors. All right, and then because the summer is a different time compared to the regular school year, with the 8 classes in the summer, we understand there are a lot of traveling plans and summer plan that is currently on your hand. So we have 3 different programs. Okay, keep in mind, they're all the same content. It's just a different frequency. Okay, for the 8-week program, mainly happens Saturday and Sunday, once a week. So it's 8 weeks from the first week of June all the way ending at the last week of July. And then we have a 1-week break. We're gonna have our fall lesson 1 in August 12th. If you are planning to travel, you also can finish the class in just 1 month, 4 weeks. Okay, we have a June 4 week and we have a July 4 week. So for the 4-week program, you need to come during the weekday twice a week in the weekday afternoon. So like after, normally it's after 4:30. Okay, so either Tuesday, Thursday, or Wednesday plus Friday. So come twice a week, and then you can come either June or July. And then we also going to, in my next slides, I will show you, we're also going to open a 2-week program, which is a 5 days per week, a camp style for the half-day camp. Okay, so total of 2 weeks, that is the mid-June or end of July. All right, so they're all the same content for the 8 lesson. We support the flexible rescheduling. All right, what does that mean? Is that, for example, I signed up for the June session twice a weekday. Okay, so say, okay, I'm going to miss lesson 4 on June the 11th. Can I make it up? The answer is yes. You can reschedule to once a week lesson 4, or you can reschedule to twice a week lesson 4 in July, here in Friday, or here in Thursday. Okay, that's what we call the flexible rescheduling, the mix and match. As long as the level, the lesson is matching, you're able to reschedule. Okay, so we do try to be as flexible as possible. And then because the summer is the first semester of the new grade, it is very, very important that you do join the first 8 lesson. Okay, and then if you don't have any traveling plan, once a week, definitely we'll still keep the normal schedule like what we have planned now. However, if you are going to be in person, we also have the twice a week. Okay. Online, so for currently by operation side, okay, so our in-person team and online team are two completely different teams who are operating them. Okay, so starting in the summer, we might not have the live online options. Okay, but we will provide the playback for you. So for that, if you cannot join the in-person class, you can definitely watch the playback. Okay, all right. And then the summer class is already out. You can see that on our website. Most of the class are out, okay? All right, and then for the 2-week programs, again, for some parents who are traveling throughout most of the summer, but we will offer the 2-week program, which is like a camp style for the math, available for most of the grade for summer, current pre-K to grade 3, which is the summer kindergarten to grade 4. Okay, so that camp style 5 times a week. It will be in the June, this 2 weeks, or in the July, end of July to the first week of August. Okay, so because we have 8 classes, but for the 2-week camp, yes, thank you, great question. What are the extra lesson time for the 4-week program? Okay, so for the 2-week programs, okay, let me finish this. For the 8 lesson, okay, we will do the regular class time. Also for the extra hour, like 1.5 hour to 1 hour, we're gonna do the homework plus tutor plus the exercise. Okay, and then for the 1 extra day on Friday, we're gonna do a review classes plus the quiz. Okay, so that's the 2-week program. If you're interested for the 2-week program, please scan the QR code to let us know. And then by tomorrow, when the class open, if we have a suitable time that fits your schedule, we'll reach out to you and help you to directly sign up for the 2-week camp style class. Okay, all right. And then the exact lesson time for the 4-week program. All right, that will be on our website. We'll teach you how to filter by the grade and by the level. How can a G1 challenge kit prepare for G2 pre-ACE? Great question. I'll answer that in the next slides. Okay, introducing current how to do in the next slides. Yes, definitely. Okay, all right. Sorry, I'm gonna stay in this page for another 30 seconds. If you are interested for the camp style class, please then scan the QR code, and then you get to enter your phone numbers, your level, your grade, and then morning class or afternoon class, and then we'll reach out to you. And then if we do have that camp time open, we'll help you to register. Okay. Okay, for the twice a week camp, okay, I don't have a QR code for that, but I will show you how you are able to find that for the summer class. Okay, all right, and then I do want to have one extra slide to share for the current pre-kindergarten parent. Okay, and then the pre-kindergarten student who are entering kindergarten in the 2026 school year. 2026 to 2027 school year, we have a kindergarten preparation summer camp to design for that. All right, for this particular grade, if you're a current pre-kindergarten student, we have a math camp, which is the half day, just like we said, 5 days a week camp style. But also, if you want to have the full day camp style, we also having an English camp that is added for the afternoon. So for the full day, the student will join us in that 2 weeks for math in the morning and half day for the English. Okay, so that is for the kindergarten prep summer camp. So for this particular grade, for the English, we will cover phonics and also the reading. So for the math, we'll help the student to prepare as for incoming kindergarten math level. Also, we'll provide the incoming kindergarten English, phonics, reading preparation in the camp style as well. Okay. All right. And okay, oh, I do see a lot of parents interested how to filter the grade. Okay, so after I finish the Think Cup part, I will show you guys how to navigate on our website. Okay. All right. Great questions. All right. And then besides our regular long-term math camp, we also have other specialty camp, which is more STEM camp that's not related to our long-term math course. So we have our Think Up STEM camp, which is the 10 weeks full day for current K3 to G1 students. Okay, that's the morning and afternoon full day 1 week camp. You are able to sign up weekly. Every week is the same content. And then for current G4 and above student, if you are already in the G4 challenge level, and then you are planning to try your AMCA in the upcoming 2027 January, we also have an AMC 8 module camp as well. Okay, so you're able to mix and match. All right, so that is some camp information. And then for the current student, the summer long-term program enrollment will start tomorrow. Okay, and then there are a couple phases I would want to share a little bit. So we have 3 phases. So stage 1. So by tomorrow at 5 p.m., you are able to see the summer enrollment starting. And then you will see a class, a summer class that's matching your level in your unpaid course. Okay, so don't go to the website. When you go to the website, everything will show full. You cannot register. So go to the unpaid class. Okay, so we already reserved the class for you that is very similar to your current spring class. All right, but pay attention due to some classrooms and then the time and the teacher arrangement, the time or the teachers might have a slightly change. Okay, so at the stage 1, you're able to have a reserve for the class. And also there will be a $50 coupon in your account to sign up when you're enrolling for the summer. Okay, and then we will have 1 week for you to finish the enrollment for the reserve class. All right, and then even you're planning to change time or the reserve time is not suitable for you, I highly recommend you to finish the enrollment at the stage 1. All right, and then by the March the 11th, yes, PST, okay, California time, okay. All right, and then by the March at the midnight, for the student who are not reserved, who are not signing up in the stage 1, the reserve spot will be deleted. Okay, you will not see that in your cart. And then we'll give all the current students your qualification, and then all the classes will open to the current student to enroll. For example, Teacher Candy have 16 students, okay, that's reserved in the class. All right, and then there's only 10 students paid in the stage 1. And then by March 11, the 6 students who have not yet finished enrollment will, the reserve spot will be removed. And then I will have 6 spots open for all the current students who are in the same level. All right, so by March 11th at 1 p.m., okay, you are given by the qualification, and then you are able to sign up for the other time that is available. All right, so that's why I encourage you to sign up in the stage 1 first. All right, and then by this time, March 11th at 1 p.m., even you want to transfer to change a time, using the transfer functions will be easier and then faster for you. Okay, again, and then at this time, you still have your $50 coupon, and then the $50 coupon will expire at March 20th at the evening night. Okay, and then by March the 21st, you will no longer have your coupon. Also, all the remaining spots will open to new students to enroll. So for current students, you have the priorities to enroll first. Also, you will have the $50 coupon. Okay, and then for the online class, as I said, currently the in-person class and the online class, we're operating by different teams. So if you are traveling, we do have different in-person schedule for you to choose. And then we have the flexible rescheduling policy. And then for the online class right now, to my knowledge, for the online class, you do need to sign up together. They are summer and fall. Altogether 25 lesson. Okay, and then if you do say I'm just using the 8 lesson for the summer, can I come back to the in-person? Yes, you can. You just after the 8 lesson, you do need to refund and then rejoin back to the in-person again. Okay, and then for the if you do want to sign up for the online team, I do believe they are opening a week later than us. And then for the current in-person student, you can pick the online option by the March the 16th. March the 16th. Okay. All right. Yes, this barcode routes me to unpaid course tab for the account. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so by tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m., you are able to see the reserved class that's for you. Okay, so that's the summer class, and then you're able to see. Okay, and then I encourage you to sign up first, and then by March the 11th, you're able to switch time. Okay, and yes. And then I do want to finish the Think Cup competition first, and then I will show you guys how the summer class on our website. So you're able to navigate and you're able to filter and see all the level. Okay. All right. So for Think Cup competition, for students who are currently in honors, want to go to challenge, want to go to pre-ACE, or for students who want to go to the ACE Plus. Okay, this is the competition that serve for that purpose. Okay, for the current student, that is your level up opportunities and giving you the qualification. All right, so for 2025 Think Up, again for Think Up, we host Think Up twice a year, once in April, once in November. Okay, and then for the April one, we give you the qualification for summer. For October, November one, I give you the qualification for the upcoming spring. All right, so for last year in the fall Think Up, we have over 1,000 participants from G1 to G5 participated. Okay, it is a very quite big competition that organized by Think Academy. Okay, all right, and then for the 2026 Think Up, it's open for enrollment now. We welcome all the current pre-K to G5 students. All right, and then if you are the current student, please sign up the Think Academy grade. If you're current Think Academy grade 2, sign up Think Academy grade 2. Do not sign up grade 1. Sign up Think Academy grade 2. Okay, so for the current Think Academy student, sign up for the Think Academy grade. All right, and then once you finish this competition in April, it gives you the new qualification level up starting in the summer. Or if the student want to really try out for the ACE Plus, the highest selective competition level, this is a competition you are able to participate. Also, this competition welcome new students, so spread the words to the friends that's in your school, okay? All right, for those new students who are not in Think Academy, please sign up the school grade. If in school they are 3rd grade, then sign up the school 3rd grade. All right, we'll have this competition in the second week of April 8th, 11th, or 14th. And there's one in April 12th. Okay, so that is the spring break. We tried to stretch out throughout that 2 weeks. So please pick one day that works for you in either campuses. Okay. All right, and then why to join the Think Up? Again, that serves the purpose to level up for the current student. We also provide a lot of prize, and it's a quite fun competition. And since we have over 1,000 students who participated, we're able to provide some Bay Area math rank. Also, in the Think Cup has a very fun part. It has a team competition. You don't need to enroll specially for the team. Okay, so if you want to spread the words to invite your friends to have 5 students from the same school, that already works. And each of the students must sign up individually by their own grades, okay? And then later, we'll provide you a team form, and they're also to fill in the team form and then to make that team. And so it's a chance to see some more questions, and also they have a lot of prizes as well. Okay, so for the preparation group, I do see some parents asking about if they're a current G1 student, challenge student, want to be trying out for the incoming grade 2 pre-ACE. Okay, so we have some preparation materials. That's once we approach after the Math Kangaroo competition this year. Okay, so here's some QR code. Okay, please sign up by the grade. Current student, Think Academy grade. Okay, new student, their school grade. All right. Okay. All right. So we will also screenshot this into our group as well. So you're able to scan that later. Okay. Please make sure you sign up. This is really a really fun competition. And then I do encourage all my students to sign up as well. All right. Okay. So that is the Think Cup. So that will include everything for today for my part grade by grade planning, to my summer, to my Think Cup competition. Okay, so by now, I'm going to stop sharing. Don't leave just yet. Okay, I'm going to navigate everyone to the Think Academy website. I will show you guys how to filter and find out the summer class. Okay, all right, give me 1 second. I'll stop share. And then if everyone can, I'm going to share you a link in the chat box. Give me 1 second. Okay, and then everyone should see this in the chat box already. And then when you go to the website, okay, you will see website like this. And then in here, you will see some grade. So please select your upcoming grade. For example, if you are current grade 3, you're going to select grade 4. Okay, grade 4. All right, and then for the grade 4, select long term. Everyone able to see? All right. And then you need to select in person. Okay, in person. But right now, my filter is at the spring. Make sure you go to summer. And we have 3 campuses. We have Cupertino campuses, Los Altos campuses, and the Stephen Creek campuses. Okay. All right. Yes, I will show that. I'll come back. Okay. All right. And then everyone, once you see this, you can see the, you are able to see the current classes that is opened. Okay. You can filter again. And then there are the classes. And then someone was mentioning about the honor class. In here, they have some stars. All right. Honors is 2 star. Challenge is 3 stars. Pre-ACE is 4 star. ACE Plus is 5 stars. All right, so you're able to see. Okay, so for example, I want to see my grade 4 challenge class. Here are the classes that is happening, and pay attention to the location. DA means De Anza. SC means Stephen Creek. Los Altos is in the Los Altos campuses. And then in here, it gives you the date. If it says Tuesday and Thursday, and this is Tuesday plus Thursday. Okay, all right, so that will be a 4-week program. Okay, so this is how you are able to navigate. And then we'll also be sharing the table and then the table for everyone to see. So you don't have to navigate by yourself, but we're able to show you that. And by tomorrow at 5 p.m., you're able to see the reserve class in your unpaid course. Okay. All right, and then I see two questions. One question is that, give me 1 second. One question is that if you enroll the summer tomorrow and in the April do the Think Cup, can you also be moved up? The answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes. So right now in March, please reserve the class and enroll for the summer class now. And then for the April, once you did the Think Cup, and then, for example, right now you enroll for the challenge, and then after Think Cup, you qualify for pre-ACE. You just get transferred to the pre-ACE. Okay, so if the price is different, you just pay the price difference, and then you get transferred. All right, you do not need to re-enroll again, and then you did use your coupon already. So after the Think Cup competition in April, we will help each of the students who need to be level up, and then switch your class time at that moment. Okay. All right, and then can you show us the barcode for preparation group? It's right here. Sending. Okay. And then no honor classes in Los Altos. Which grade you're currently at? Okay, and then keep in mind, okay, so right now this is just some classes that we currently opened. We were planning to open more based on the request, okay? So do let me know what grade you are currently at, and then because some locations and some classrooms in the summer, we might not having that, but we'll try our best to fit all the parents' your requests and opening more classes. A current grade 3, next grade 4 honors in the summer in Los Altos. I do believe we have honor classes in Los Altos. Let me check for you, and then we do have that. Which online page you go to? Click grade 3 to find the summer schedule. That's the here. Okay, grade 3. Okay, you just click grade 3. Grade 3. Okay, and then for the summer. All right, summer in person, Cupertino, Los Altos, Stephen Creek, and then you refresh. Cool. Okay, and then this is the summer class. Okay, you do not need to add them in the cart right now. We will do that. The teacher will help you to do that. Okay, so by tomorrow, you already see that in your unpaid course. You do not need to add to the cart right now. Okay. WeChat preparation group expired. Okay, all right. So I know there's a lot of groups. So you can scan the WeChat or WhatsApp assistants and then just tell them which group you want to join. And then we'll invite you into that group. English summer class for 4th grader. Oh, currently, no, we don't have any English summer class for 4th grader. I'm sorry. Which level should the new student enroll for the summer class? Okay, for the new student, you are able to start enrolling at March the 21st. Okay, if you have not yet been Think Academy in this current semester, you do need to do a new evaluation if you want to sign up for the March the 21st, or you can wait for the Think Cup as well. Okay, both will give you the qualification. So if you want to join the grade 2, then you sign up for the grade 2 Think Cup, or you do the evaluation early. So you also can contact the assistants and then tell them you're the new student, you want to do evaluation. And okay. All right. Thank you. These are some great questions. So summarize. So tomorrow at 5 p.m., you're able to see the summer classes in your unpaid course. And that's a reserve class that we tried our best to fit similarly to your current schedule. Okay, and then you can use the coupon and then do the enrollment. And then by the 11th, you are able to switch time and then change to different locations. And then the March 21st, you're open to new student for the enrollment. Okay. Are there any summer camp for current GeForce honors? Are you trying to do the 4-week program or 2-week program? 2-week is more camp style. You doing the 2-week program? Okay, if you do have that request, I have so many requests going on right now, and then we definitely have that plan to open. So can you scan the QR code here? Okay, so then fill a quick survey for me, and then we'll reach out to you when we have that camp that shows up, and we'll help you to sign up. All right, okay. Thank you, parents. Okay, is there any other questions? All right. Okay. I know there's a lot of information. This meeting is being recorded, and we'll also send out the recording in the WhatsApp group and through the emails. Okay. So if you have any questions, please reach out to your teacher or in the group or the admin teachers, and we'll try our best to help you. And please keep in mind the current schedule you see on the website will continue adding new classes based on the request. Okay. However, we will not add too many classes because some classrooms and school, the teachers were at some full capacities already. So please make sure you check your schedule as soon as possible and then start enrollment tomorrow. Okay, and then a quick note, this week after class, each class should also have the parent meeting right after the class to share a little bit more in details about the current grade. Okay, so please try to reserve 10 to 15 minutes after the class this week and then to join the after class parent meeting. All right, okay, thank you parents and have a lovely evening. And then thank you for joining the webinar. Okay, I will save you the code. Yes, okay. All right, thank you everyone. Thank you for your time. All right, so this is the admin teacher QR code. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us. Okay, thank you.